Alright, we're outside harbor on our way to, let me adjust this. We're outside harbor on our way to Macargo, 6.6 miles today. Yesterday probably was our last double digit hike at 11.2. So we managed to get the last shelter, the one shelter, coming into camp at 2 o'clock. I was pretty surprised about that. We killed about 30 mosquitoes though. I don't know if the last group just left the door open all the time or what, but there's a ton of mosquitoes in it. Once we got that under control, a nice bug-free zone. Mosquitoes were either really hungry or there was a lot of them there. But we spent some time down at the dock. We were by the lake there, it was fine. But once you got back in the woods, in the undercover, they were pretty bad. But like I said, we had a shelter, so today we're just going to be hiking up the Minarn Trail. So if I remember correctly, we're just hiking on a ridge all day. The last cedars, kind of like this. I think we're hiking through this basically the whole day. Up on a ridge, some pretty good views of the north side of the island. And we slept in a little bit. Got about an hour later start than normal. But such a short day. I don't think that should bite us in the butt. But once we started putting the packs on, it started raining. So it looks like we're gonna get some off and on showers throughout the day. Very superior hiking trail feel to it today. This is a lot of what the Minong is like on the southern section. Up one of these, down the other side. Pretty much your whole day. But between probably Todd, for sure Little Todd, and north the shore, a little bit down to like Huntington, where that kind of picks up, is a lot of this. Up and down. We did it on a really hot day. This is like slippery rocks. This is like kind of what would make it really, really tough to do. We're still going up and down these little peaks. We shouldn't be too far away from Macargo Cove right now, but we passed the Boy Scout troop that left about an hour before us. And man, we've seen kind of where Macargo Cove dips in, and we really shouldn't be too far away from it. But I don't know. Maybe a dozen of these little up and down peaks. It's been really slippery in the shaded spots. It didn't have any wind drying them out. And that's the thing. I've run into people that say this isn't that hard of a trail, but if the conditions are right, it's awesome. If they're not, it can be a nightmare pretty quick. Really slippery when they're wet. Really slippery rocks, moss, roots, pine needles, all kinds of stuff. So It's not too bad today though. Shelter number 5. Here's the view at Cargo Cove. This morning, got another rainy morning, hiking in the rain. Got out of camp just a little bit after 8. We're hiking Cargo Cove to West Chicken Bone. Or not to West Chicken, but we're hiking on the trail to West Chicken Bone. Our plan today is Mosque Basin, but this is the We've Got Options tour. Since we've changed our plans so many times, we might head down to Chippewa Harbor. Veronica's never been there. It's one of my favorite campsites. And it's not that much farther, but we're going to make that decision at Lake Ritchie at the turnoff. Not that much farther, but it's raining. It's kind of low-lying area. We've heard this boardwalk, like a beaver pond, over a beaver pond. So it's going to be a little buggy. We're running out of bug juice in Benadryl, so that might be an issue. If we're all wet and the boardwalks are all wet, I don't know. We're going to want to do it. We'll just maybe want to head to Mosque, get a shelter, and just dry our feet out a little, kind of air everything out, equipment-wise. It's been pretty steady rain since we left. But that's our plan as of now. We got 2 nights left. Tomorrow night, either way, is Daisy Farm, and then a nice short hike, 7.1, I think, back to Rock Harbor before we push out the following day. So, getting down to the end of the tour here. Having a good time, having a really good trip. Equipment works great. Feeling good hiking, ankle feels good. Starting to kind of get in the groove as the pack gets a little lighter. Crossing the stream right now. I know there's a group ahead of us. They got out of camp around about 10 minutes sooner than we did. 10 minutes sooner than we did. So we haven't caught them. I know they're up here. They're going to Daisy Farm. But we haven't seen anybody coming the opposite way. It's been weird that no one is out early. We've been the first hiker out, if not party board. We've been the first hiker out, if not like one of the first groups, every morning, and we haven't really left any earlier than 8 a.m. Usually we're leaving between 8 and 8:30, except for that first night, that first morning. But yeah, people are getting really late starts, especially when it rains like this. Nobody's really packing up and pushing out, so I guess if we get to Mosque, there still might be people there. But anyway, I'm just rambling. So that's kind of the plan. That's the plan for the day. Lake Ritchie, 3.4, top of the greenstone. West Chicken Bone that way. We're heading down this side. Last time on the greenstone. Oski Basin. That's tomorrow. We're on 3.5. Short day. It's raining again. Today from Oski Basin to Daisy Farm. Raining again. Got out at 9:30. Should be there in about half an hour, 45 minutes. Yeah, it's not too. Trail's not too spectacular. It's a lot of up and down rocks. Well-traveled trail. A little wet. Watch your footing. It's kind of like this the whole rest of the way, except we're not on the coast for this stretch. But from Daisy Farm to Rock Harbor will be on the coast. So, I don't know, wet again. A lot of hiking in the rain, a lot of watching your step. But nothing too spectacular. Pack's getting light again. One meal left before we hit Rock Harbor. Had a little mouse issue last night. Snuck in. Had a granola bar I forgot about in my pack. You got to that, chewed through the webbing, or through the mesh. But yeah, I don't know. Not too bad, feeling pretty good hiking. This is kind of that rock. Outcroppings. Up one, down the other. Up one, down the other. The whole way up. And about a mile left here. And probably 7.1 miles then, I think, into Rock Harbor. So a lot of this. I hope it doesn't rain tomorrow. I hope it's dry. The last time we did it, it was in the rain also. So we'll see where this is. See how the weather is. Man, it has rained all day. Started raining at about 8 or 8:30 this morning, and we're pushing 6 o'clock, a little after 6 p.m. right now, and it's still raining. Really lucky this was a short day. This is realistically as close as we can get to Rock Harbor for tomorrow. 3 miles obviously closer, but there's no way we would have gotten shelter. Especially with this rain, it's just pushed people off the trail, made people stay over. So, we got in here around 11 o'clock, I think, right on the nose. And we, found a shelter, got out of our wet clothes, got into our dry clothes, set up our beds, and basically went back to bed. And we've just been laying in bed under the quilt pretty much the whole day. I mean, we haven't really done anything. It's just been kind of laying here sleeping and passing the time, listening to some audiobooks, doing some little time passing. But anyway, that's it. This is, I don't know, it's kind of dark in here too. It's kind of a dark shelter. But this is what it looks like out front. You can hear the rain coming down, the drips. It's just been that steady rain, not super heavy. At 7-Eleven, we're off. It's finally not raining. This is Daisy Farm. I stayed in the shelter the whole day yesterday. That's a mine pit. Yay. Don't fall in. But yeah. Another one up here. Oh, you almost thrust your pole into it. Alright, so it didn't stop raining until about 9 o'clock last night. None of our clothes or shoes dried out, so we had to put on cold stuff today. Woke up at about 6. We had a group walk by our campsite and they were on their way out to the trail. So we woke up, got our stuff together. We actually got on the trail at 7:09. So that's the earliest we've gotten on the trail. It's nice out today so far, but the trail's really wet, really sloppy. We're between 3 Mile and Daisy Farm right now. Maud Island is right across from me. And so yeah, this part of the trail, I think up to 3 Mile, I kind of misremembered. You can kind of see the trail behind me a little bit. I shot some video of it. We're still along the shore. There's just typical trail, rocky, rooty, that kind of stuff. I think it's 3 Mile to Rock Harbor. That's what we were doing, similar to what we were doing yesterday between Mosky and Daisy Farm. So that hike's a little more challenging. Hopefully it has a little more time to dry out. But it's not raining currently, so that's a plus. Let's see, so that group We actually passed them. I was noticing, I knew we weren't the first group out, and I was noticing I was still catching cobwebs in the face. I was like, man, I know we're not the first people out here. And I thought about it. Like, that's just another unique thing for tall people to deal with. They were just going under them. And I was catching all the, for me, face high, head high ones. Just, just I'm hitting them. They're all the ones they're walking under, basically. Then we saw the group, and it's 3 kids. We passed them within an hour, actually, of our first hour of hiking. And it's 3 kids, 2 adults, shorter guys, whatever. I could see why I was catching cobwebs in the face. But now I think we're the first ones out here, heading north at least. We haven't hit 3 Mile yet. I'm sure there'll be some people from there going north. And yeah, we're just going to be finishing up this hike. Hopefully the trail dries out a little bit more. At one point it was just kind of a running stream. Not a super heavy flow one, but enough to maybe get your feet a little wet. So we probably have been hiking a little over an hour. So we probably have about 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours of hiking left before we hit up at Rock Harbor. So we should be in pretty early. Easily beat the Copper Harbor boat, and we got a head start on anybody else from Daisy Farm going north. So should get in, get a shelter, get some drier clothes on, and hit up the restaurant for a beer and a burger or something. So anyway, that's where we're at. Rain off towards Michigan. And canoers heading to Rock Harbor. And a lot of this starts. So that last 3 miles before we get to Rock Harbor. I just skied down the slope of one of these unintentionally. This is some of the nicer stuff we've seen. Rock Harbor. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's there, about a half hour out. We're coming into Rock Harbor. End of the line. Rock Harbor. For the Isle Royale Queen out of Copper Harbor. Should be coming in about, I don't know, any time, 11:30 I think it's supposed to be here. So